Walter Davis sat quietly on the porch of his modest home in a suburban neighborhood of Austin, Texas. At 76 years old, Walter led a simple life. 3 years ago, he had won a significant amount from a prize bond, but he kept this secret to himself. To his neighbors, he was just the kind elderly man who tended his garden and greeted everyone with a warm smile. Every morning, Walter followed his routine without fail. He watered his flowers, trimmed the hedges, and spent time reading his favorite books. Today was no different. The sun shone brightly, casting a golden glow over his neatly kept garden. As he admired his roses, his thoughts turned to his family. Inside the house, Jessica Davis, Walter's 45-year-old daughter, was busy trying to rebuild her life after a difficult divorce. The separation had left her emotionally drained and financially strained, but she remained strong for her daughter, Lily. Lily Davis, an 8-year-old girl with bright eyes and an infectious smile, was Walter's pride and joy. She was battling a severe kidney condition that required regular dialysis treatments. Despite her illness, Lily's spirit was vibrant. She loved cars, especially McLarens, seeing them as symbols of speed, freedom, and excitement. Her biggest dream was to ride in a McLaren, something she talked about often with wide-eyed enthusiasm. Walter watched as Jessica comforted Lily, who was quietly reading a book about cars. The sight filled him with determination. He knew time was limited, and he wanted to give Lily a moment of pure happiness. It was time to act. Later that afternoon, Walter sat in his favorite armchair, contemplating his plan. He had kept his fortune hidden, investing it wisely to ensure he could support his family without drawing attention. Now, he felt it was time to use his resources for something truly meaningful. The decision was made. Walter would surprise Lily by fulfilling her dream of riding in a McLaren. He knew it wouldn't be easy, but his love for his granddaughter gave him the strength to proceed. The next morning, Walter dressed in his usual simple attire, comfortable trousers and a plain shirt. He didn't care about appearances. His focus was solely on Lily's happiness. With a clear purpose, he left his home and drove to the McLaren dealership in downtown Austin. As he entered the sleek showroom, the polished floors and gleaming cars reflected the luxury he sought to provide for Lily. Max, the dealership's 35-year-old manager, stood behind the counter, impeccably dressed in a tailored suit. His demeanor was cold and dismissive, and he barely glanced at Walter. "May I help you, sir?" Max asked, his voice carrying a hint of superiority. "Yes, I'm interested in buying a McLaren," Walter replied calmly, trying to mask his nervousness. Max raised an eyebrow, scrutinizing Walter's simple attire. "A McLaren, you say? These cars are quite expensive. Are you sure you can afford one?" Walter nodded. "I have the means, and I'd like to purchase one for my granddaughter." Max smirked, his eyes narrowing. "I find that hard to believe. McLarens aren't exactly affordable for everyone. Perhaps you should look at something more within your budget." Feeling humiliated, Walter tried to maintain his composure. "I assure you, I can handle the payment." Max shook his head dismissively. "I think it would be best if you left before I have to ask you to. These cars aren't for everyone." Just as Walter was about to turn away, Jack, a 27-year-old salesman with a friendly demeanor, approached them. "I'm sorry for his attitude," Jack said to Walter. "Let me help you." Walter looked at Jack, grateful for the support. "Thank you. I'd like to see the McLarens you have available." Max watched the interaction with a mix of annoyance and curiosity. "Make sure you don't waste my time," he muttered before turning away. Jack smiled warmly. "Let's take a look at the cars together. I'm sure we can find something perfect for you and your granddaughter." As they walked through the showroom, Jack showed Walter the different McLaren models, explaining their features and performance. Walter listened attentively, his mind focused on the joy this would bring to Lily. He couldn't wait to see the sparkle in her eyes. During their tour, Walter shared a bit about Lily's condition and her dream. "She loves cars, especially McLarens. They represent speed and freedom to her. I want to give her a moment she'll never forget." Jack listened intently, his expression softening. "That's a wonderful goal. Let me see what we can do to make this happen. Walter felt a surge of hope. Maybe Jack could help him navigate this process and fulfill Lily's dream. As they reached the front of the showroom, Jack made a quick call. Walter could see the urgency in Jack's eyes as he spoke to someone on the phone. Moments later, Robert, the 55-year-old owner of the dealership, entered the room. He was a tall man with a commanding presence, dressed in a sharp suit that spoke of his success. "Robert, I need you to come to the showroom immediately," Jack said, his voice steady. "There's a gentleman here who has a special request." Robert approached Walter, his expression curious and attentive. "Hello, I'm Robert. How can I assist you today?" Walter took a deep breath, ready to share his heartfelt request. "Thank you for seeing me. I'm here to fulfill my granddaughter Lily's dream of riding in a McLaren. She's battling a severe kidney condition, and I want to give her a moment of pure happiness." Robert listened quietly, his eyes reflecting understanding and compassion. "Tell me more about Lily. I'd like to help in any way I can." As Walter detailed Lily's condition and her unwavering dream, Robert felt a deep sense of empathy. He could see the love and determination in Walter's eyes, and it moved him to take action. "This is a beautiful gesture," Robert said softly. "We'd be honored to help you fulfill Lily's dream. Let's see what we can do." The atmosphere in the showroom shifted from one of business to one of genuine compassion. Walter felt a weight lift off his shoulders, knowing that Lily's dream was within reach. Robert stood beside Walter, his expression thoughtful and compassionate. He could see the determination in Walter's eyes and felt a deep urge to help. "We have a few options," Robert began, gesturing toward the array of McLarens displayed elegantly in the showroom. "I want to make sure Lily's dream comes true." Walter nodded, his heart swelling with hope. "Thank you, Robert. It means the world to us." Jack stepped forward, eager to assist. "Let me handle the details," he offered. "We want to make this as smooth as possible for you." As Jack began discussing the available models, Walter felt a sense of relief wash over him. Finally, there was someone willing to help without judgment. They examined a stunning McLaren in vibrant blue, its sleek lines and powerful presence captivating both Walter and Lily. Just then, Max reappeared, his expression sour. "What's going on here? Why are you giving away cars for free?" he demanded, crossing his arms. Robert turned to face him, maintaining his calm demeanor. "Max, this is a special case. We're helping a family in need, and your attitude is unnecessary." Max scoffed, clearly irritated. "Helping a family? These cars are expensive, and not everyone deserves them. Maybe you're wasting company resources." Walter felt a pang of frustration but remained composed. "Max, please understand. This is about giving Lily a moment of happiness." Max rolled his eyes. "It's not my problem if you want to hand out cars like candy." Before Robert could respond, Walter stepped forward. "Robert, I appreciate what you're doing, but Max's behavior is unacceptable." Robert sighed, his patience wearing thin. "Max, your attitude is out of line. This dealership stands for excellence and respect. Helping others is part of that." Max looked between Robert and Walter, his anger simmering. "I'm just saying, not everyone can afford a McLaren. Maybe you should focus on serious buyers." Robert's expression hardened. "Max, that's enough. I won't tolerate disrespect towards our customers." Jack placed a reassuring hand on Walter's shoulder. "Let's not let this ruin the good work we're doing here." Walter looked at Robert, his eyes pleading. "Please, Robert, can Max stay? Maybe he just needs a second chance." Robert paused, considering Walter's request. He saw the sincerity and kindness in the elderly man's eyes. "I understand, Walter. Everyone deserves an opportunity to change. I'll talk to Max." Max clenched his fists, clearly unhappy with the decision. "Fine, whatever. Just don't expect me to be part of this nonsense." As Max stormed out of the showroom, Robert turned back to Walter with a determined look. "We're going to make this happen for Lily. Let's finalize the details." They continued their discussion, selecting the perfect McLaren for Lily. Robert handled the paperwork swiftly, ensuring everything was in order. Once the sale was complete, Robert extended his hand to Walter. "Congratulations. I hope this brings joy to your granddaughter." Walter shook his hand, deeply moved by Robert's generosity. "Thank you, Robert. You've given us something priceless." With the keys to the McLaren in hand, Walter felt a surge of excitement. He knew this was just the beginning of a memorable journey for Lily. Accompanied by Jack and Robert, he prepared to take the car to the hospital. The drive to the hospital was filled with anticipation. The sleek McLaren glided smoothly through the streets of Austin, drawing admiring glances from passers-by. Walter glanced at Lily, who sat beside him, her eyes wide with wonder. "Grandpa, is this really ours?" she asked, her voice filled with excitement. "Yes, Lily," Walter replied, smiling warmly. "We're going to give you the ride you've always dreamed of." As they arrived at the hospital, the sun was beginning to set, casting a warm glow over the building. The sight of the McLaren outside the entrance brought an instant smile to Lily's face. She couldn't believe her eyes. "It's beautiful," she whispered, reaching out to touch the car's polished surface. Robert and Jack watched with satisfaction as Walter and Lily approached the vehicle. Walter carefully helped Lily into the passenger seat, ensuring she was comfortable. "Are you ready, sweetheart?" he asked softly. Lily nodded, her eyes sparkling with joy. "Yes, Grandpa. Let's go." Walter got into the driver's seat, feeling the power of the engine beneath him. "Hold on tight, Lily. Here we go." As Walter started the engine, the McLaren roared to life, its sound filling the air with excitement. They took off slowly, the car moving gracefully through the hospital parking lot. Lily giggled, her laughter echoing as the car picked up speed. "This is amazing," she exclaimed, clutching the dashboard. Walter drove carefully, making sure Lily felt safe and happy. They passed by familiar buildings, the city lights beginning to twinkle in the evening sky. For a moment, all worries and fears were left behind, replaced by pure, unadulterated joy. As they made their way through the streets, Walter glanced at Lily, seeing the happiness radiating from her. It was a moment he had longed for, and now that it was happening, he felt a profound sense of fulfillment. This ride was more than just a dream come true. It was a testament to the love and dedication he had for his granddaughter. Unbeknownst to them, Max watched from a distance, a mix of frustration and admiration in his eyes. He couldn't believe the transformation he was witnessing, seeing how one act of kindness could change everything. As they returned to the hospital, the sun had set completely, leaving the sky adorned with stars. Walter parked the McLaren gently outside Lily's room. He helped her out of the car, holding her hand as they walked back inside. The look of sheer joy on Lily's face was all the reward Walter needed. "I hope you enjoyed your ride, Lily," Walter said, his voice filled with emotion. Lily nodded, tears of happiness glistening in her eyes. "Thank you, Grandpa. This was the best day ever." Walter hugged her tightly, feeling a deep sense of peace. They had made Lily's dream come true, creating a cherished memory that would last a lifetime. Little did he know, this moment would also set the stage for the transformations and heartfelt connections that were yet to come. The days following Lily's magical ride in the McLaren were bittersweet for the Davis family. While the memory of that joyous moment brought smiles, the reality of Lily's illness pressed heavily on their hearts. Her passing a few weeks later left a profound sense of loss, but also a comforting peace knowing her dream had been fulfilled. Walter found solace in the cherished memory of seeing Lily's eyes light up as she rode in the McLaren. Jessica, though grieving, took comfort in her father's unwavering strength and the happiness he had brought to Lily's final days. Their bond grew stronger as they navigated through their shared sorrow, united by the love for their beloved Lily. Meanwhile, at the McLaren dealership, Robert and Jack felt a deep sense of responsibility and inspiration from Walter's selfless act. They decided to honor Lily's memory in a meaningful way. One evening, as the dealership closed, Robert and Jack sat together, brainstorming ideas. "Jack, we need to do something that truly reflects what happened today," Robert said thoughtfully. "Lily's dream was so pure, and Walter's kindness was incredible. It deserves to be remembered." Jack nodded, his eyes reflecting the same determination. I agree. How about we rename the dealership to Lily Davis Motors and adopt a slogan like, "Where Dreams Take Flight"? It would honor her memory and inspire others. Robert smiled, feeling the weight of the decision lift slightly. That's perfect. It will remind everyone who walks through our doors of the power of compassion and the importance of fulfilling dreams. The next morning, the dealership buzzed with activity as Robert and Jack began the process of rebranding. They updated the signage, replacing the old name with Lily Davis Motors, and adding the new slogan prominently displayed beneath it. The transformation symbolized a new chapter for the dealership, one rooted in kindness and generosity. As word spread about the renaming, customers and the community responded warmly. Many shared stories of their own dreams and how Lily's story had touched their hearts. The dealership became a beacon of hope, attracting not just car enthusiasts but also those seeking inspiration and a reminder of the good that kindness can achieve. Max, who had been watching the changes from afar, felt a stirring within him. Witnessing Walter's generosity and the dealership's transformation made him reflect on his own behavior. He realized how his dismissive attitude had hindered meaningful connections and opportunities to help others. One afternoon, Max approached Robert and Jack with a humble demeanor. "I've been thinking a lot about what happened," he began, his voice sincere. "I was wrong to judge Walter like that. Seeing the impact of his actions has made me realize the importance of compassion. I'd like to make amends and be part of this positive change." Robert looked at Max, seeing the genuine remorse in his eyes. "I appreciate your honesty, Max. Everyone deserves a second chance. Let's work together to uphold the values that Lily's memory represents." Jack nodded in agreement. "We're glad to have you on board, Max. Let's make Lily Davis Motors a place where dreams are not only fulfilled but also cherished." With Max's return, the dealership flourished like never before. The team worked harmoniously, driven by the legacy of Lily's dream and Walter's love. They organized community events, supporting families in need and encouraging others to pursue their aspirations, no matter the obstacles. One evening, as Robert and Jack reviewed the dealership's growth, Walter visited to express his gratitude. "Thank you both for honoring Lily's memory in such a beautiful way. It means more than words can say." Robert smiled warmly. "It was our honor, Walter. Your generosity has changed our lives and the lives of many others." Jack added, "Lily's story will continue to inspire us every day. We're committed to making sure her legacy lives on through everything we do here." Walter felt a deep sense of fulfillment. He had set out to give Lily a moment of happiness, but in doing so, he had sparked a transformation that touched countless lives. As he left the dealership that evening, he glanced back at the new sign, now shining under the night sky. "Where dreams take flight," he whispered, knowing that Lily's spirit would forever soar within those walls. The dealership had become more than just a place to buy cars. It was a testament to the enduring power of love and kindness. And as the lights of Lily Davis Motors continued to glow, so did the hope and inspiration it brought to everyone who entered. The sun was setting over Austin, casting a warm glow on the newly renamed Lily Davis Motors. The grand reopening was scheduled for that evening, and the dealership buzzed with excitement and anticipation. Banners reading "Where Dreams Take Flight" adorned the entrance, and a crowd of friends, family, and loyal customers gathered to celebrate the transformation. Walter Davis arrived early, accompanied by his daughter Jessica and Jack. Despite the sorrow of Lily's passing, there was a sense of peace knowing her dream had been fulfilled. Robert stood proudly beside him, ready to welcome the guests. As the ceremony began, Robert took the stage, his voice steady and heartfelt. "Thank you all for being here tonight. Today, we honor the memory of a remarkable young girl, Lily Davis. Her dream brought us together and inspired us to create a place where kindness and generosity thrive." Jessica stepped forward, her eyes reflecting both grief and gratitude. "Lily taught us the true meaning of love and resilience. This dealership is a testament to her spirit, and we hope it continues to inspire others as it has inspired us." Walter felt a lump in his throat as he watched his daughter speak. He knew that Lily's legacy would live on through this dealership, touching the lives of many others. Robert continued, Lily Davis Motors is more than just a place to buy cars. It's a beacon of hope, a symbol of what we can achieve when we come together with compassion. Max, now fully transformed, stood beside Robert and Jack. He had worked tirelessly to change his attitude, attending workshops and volunteering in the community. I was wrong before, Max admitted to the crowd. Walter's kindness showed me the importance of empathy and understanding. I'm grateful for the second chance I've been given. The crowd applauded, moved by Max's sincerity and the dealership's mission. Jack added, We're committed to making Lily Davis Motors a place where dreams are not only fulfilled but cherished. Every car we sell will carry the spirit of generosity and love that Lily inspired. As the evening progressed, guests toured the showroom, admiring the McLarens and sharing stories of their own dreams and aspirations. The atmosphere was filled with joy and inspiration, a stark contrast to the initial tension that had surrounded Walter's visit months ago. Later, as the event wound down, Walter found a quiet moment to speak with Robert and Jack. You've done something truly special here, he said softly. Lily's dream has created a legacy that will help so many others find happiness. Robert placed a hand on Walter's shoulder. It was your love and determination that made this possible. We're honored to carry forward Lily's memory. Jack nodded in agreement. Her story will continue to inspire us every day. We promise to uphold the values she represented. As the lights dimmed and the last guests departed, Walter felt a profound sense of fulfillment. He had not only given Lily a dream come true, but had also sparked a movement of kindness and compassion within the community. Standing outside Lily Davis Motors, he looked up at the stars, knowing that Lily's spirit would forever shine brightly within the hearts of everyone touched by her story. The dealership stood as a lasting reminder that true wealth lies in the love and generosity we share, proving that even the simplest acts of kindness can create ripples of positive change. And so, Lily Davis Motors became a symbol of hope, where every dream had the chance to take flight.